measures, making sure that you get it easier and swiftly. But now we go to our next segment, which is What's Trending. And in studio with me is Raymond Muthe from the digital desk as we have this conversation. Good morning to you, Raymond Muthe. You're warm?
Good morning, Aseto. I'm warm, but it's very, very cold, actually.
It's really cold today.
Yeah.
But now, Raymond, let's just talk about what's happened, the downtime that happened. What are Kenyans saying, netizens, and what is Meta telling us with regard to that downtime that was experienced yesterday?
Well, Meta has not yet spoken about it, but there was actually a downtime around 9:15 p.m. last night. I know because I was on WhatsApp last night at 9:15 p.m. And actually, what actually made people realize that there's a downtime is the sending of media, which is the quickest way to know if there's downtime when the media is not sending over WhatsApp. But Aseto, just to put this into perspective, 22.2 million users are in Kenya on a daily on WhatsApp. So it was an outage that affected a lot of people, and people obviously went online on Twitter to really talk about how affected they are. It is an inconvenience that lasted for around half an hour or so, and you can imagine it was trending in the first 5 minutes. I don't know if you were affected by that outage, Aseto.
Luckily not, because at that point I was preparing myself to get to bed. So at that time, WhatsApp for me was not an issue. But now we also we've experienced a lot of accidents on the roads recently, and it is a situation, even our previous story, it's an accident, families losing their loved ones. But there is a somewhat positive story of a woman who escaped death. Just take us through that.
It was actually yesterday evening at Utawala, and this lady was driving home with her 2 children, and at a U-turn, apparently a trailer that was taking a U-turn rolled over and crashed their car, but luckily they escaped and they survived with just minor injuries. And people now online are attributing the intervention to be that of a higher power, because the level to which that car was crushed was just, I mean, that was a narrow escape by all means. But Kenyans online also sent messages of encouragement to the lady, who, for sure, she must have been very shocked that she made it out alive. But it has been doing rounds online, those particular photos, which have been doing rounds online, especially on Facebook. But also this brings to the fore the ugly scene in Kenya's road space right now. This recent wave of accidents and all manner of road carnage is being reported. And yeah, but it was trending last night, that particular bit.
Yeah, and even now with the road accidents that we continue to experience, NTSAs on the roads trying to make sure that all road users, including pedestrians, get to use the bridges. I mean, close to us, people tend not to use it at General Motors, but it is a story that we continue to follow up on. And yes, still related to matters transport, but now about job security. Kipchumba Murkomen has been trending over his utterances. Just tell us about it.
Well, this actually had nothing to do with transport, but he is the transport CS, Kipchumba Murkomen, who was seen to be dismissing a job seeker in what is seen to be a lobby. I assume it was NTSA officers, because he was asking about the license plates, driver's licenses, registration numbers. And this man walks up to him and tells him, CS, shida yangu peke yake ni kazi tu. Nataka tu kazi. That's what he told him in his own words. And the CS dismissed him and said, sisi hatupeani kazi hapa. And Kenyans had a field day with Kipchumba Murkomen for that particular comment. There's, of course, with online community, there's usually mixed reaction. But on this one, I think Kenyans had a field day with him and asking him to really at least extend some hand of courtesy, even if he will not have been able to give this man a job. So he had been trending for that particular reason. The video has been doing rounds online, and people are really calling him out for that particular bit. But there are, surprisingly, there are others who feel that he was just being honest in regards to what he could do and could not do for that particular man. But it really went viral, this particular one.
I guess it's all about how the CS packaged the information. There's a better way that it would have gone around it. And still, as we talk about someone looking for jobs at NTSA offices, someone has just lost a job at the Foreign Affairs Ministry. Yeah. Who is this?
So Walter Mongare, popularly know him as Nyambane, was dismissed from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs with immediate effect on April 3rd. This is in reference to a memo that was also doing rounds online, and it was signed by the Foreign Affairs Principal Secretary Korir Sing'oei, and who stated that Walter Mung'are will no longer hold the position of Director of Programs, Advocacy and Outreach, which is the position he had at the ministry. And Kenyans are already speculating what would have led to this. Remember, we do not have yet a proper reason as to why he has been suspended from this post. But as it stands, he will not be acting in representing the ministry at any level. And we wait to see if there will be any reason given for that. Kenyans are really speculating online. And I've seen a faction of them actually asking him to go back to acting, which is, I think that's a jab in the in the throat. But we wait to see what comes of that. But as it stands, he has been suspended from that particular memo. We cannot yet ascertain the reason as to why, but we will be watching for that online.
And yes, indeed, we look forward to the reasons, because there has to be a reason as to why he was dismissed. Thank you very much, Raymond Muthee, with your insights on that, as you continue to give us stories that we need to know that are happening on the interwebs. My name is Dennis Aseto, and right now we take a short commercial break. Don't go too far. I will be back with the news center.